Now, in this session, we will discuss about the instruction formats. Um, just try to understand about the instruction code. In the previous video, we discussed about instruction design, right? We discussed about instruction design. Okay, so our instruction is of, if you could remember, our instruction is of 16 digits, right? When I did have a mode digit and opcode 3 opcode digits and 12 address digits. Mode digit, which is equal to 1 digit, and there are 3 opcode digits and 12 address digits. Here, when it comes to the instruction design, as we discussed in the previous slide, we were talking about one address instructions, right? We simply talked about one address instructions. One address instructions. That is purely because we did have only one address within the instruction. But in order to perform the operation, how many operands we do require? We do require a minimum of 2 operands. Okay, so but do we have 2 operands in the instruction? No, we did have only one operand, rather the address of the operand within an instruction. Then what is the second operand? We people also know that second operand second operand is always accumulator, right? So whenever we execute the instructions that are of one address, the second address will always be accumulator. Accumulator will act as the second operand, rather the implicit operand for all these instructions. Okay, for an example, when I say add a, okay, you need to understand a is a memory location. Okay, when in the instruction a will be specified by its address, let us say 450. Okay, so when I say add a, which means that accumulator is equal to accumulator plus m of a, right? This is one address instruction in which there will be one address specified within the instruction which gives you one operand, and the second operand is always accumulator. Okay, let us go for another instruction such as load a. Load a, meaning what is load a? I told you in one of my previous slides that when we execute load, the contents of this memory location will get transferred to accumulator. That is, load a stands for accumulator will get a value from memory of a. Okay, memory of a will get transferred to accumulator. And one more example for one address instruction is store a. What is store a? Store instruction exactly acts as an opposite instruction to load. When you execute load a, contents of memory location a will get transferred to accumulator. When you say store a, the contents of the accumulator will get transferred to memory of a. Once again, load a stands for the contents of the memory location a will get transferred to accumulator. But when it comes to store, the contents of the accumulator will get transferred to memory of a. That is memory of a will get a value from accumulator. Now you can clearly see in all these instructions, either it is add or load or store. All these three instructions are having one thing in common, that is only one address, right? So in the one address instruction, second operand will always be accumulator. Okay, these are one address instructions. There are two address instructions also. What are our two address instructions and three address instructions? Let us see. Let me write that. two address instructions. Two address instructions. Let us see how these two address instructions are going to execute. Okay. In two address instruction, one instruction does contain two operands, such as add a comma b. What is add a comma b? Earlier, when we say add a, the second operand is always accumulator. But here, we do have both operands within the instruction. That is, when you say add a comma b implies to an operation. That is, a plus b will get added and finally will get stored in memory location a. That is, m of a, memory of a is equal to m of a plus m of b. Okay. Memory location A and memory location B will get added and finally will get transferred to memory location A. So this is add a comma b. And three address instructions is simple. We will have something like add R1, R2, R3. Okay. Now here R1 is equal to R2 plus R3. Okay. So try to understand when we use two addresses. First one will be the source as well as the destination. Second one will only be the source. A is equal to A plus B. Okay. When you execute three address instructions, the first operand is the destination operand. Next two operands are simply the source operands. Okay. Now, you need to understand here, whatever you do, you need to understand a fundamental rule is whenever we try to perform an operation, that operation must be performed only on a processor's register. Here, when I say add a comma b, you need to think that it has to be in, that is purely because R1 comma B. That is purely because a value must be transferred initially to R1, and as A has to be updated, first you update R1, because when you add B to R1, A plus B will be performed because R1 already contains A. You need to ensure that A value is initially transferred to R1 and then finally you add B to it. So then only processor's register will get updated. Okay. In the one of the previous lectures, I explained that no operation can be performed at the memory. Okay. When you want to perform A plus plus, A is a memory location. In the memory location, can you update it? No. First of all, A must be transferred to a processor's register. Then R1 should be incremented. Finally, R1 value should be transferred back to this memory location. In this light, you have to understand that A should be transferred initially to R1 and finally B should be added. Then A plus B gets performed. Then you want to, again, when you want to reflect the actual value of the updated variable, this R1 should be sent back to the A. This is how variable updation will get performed. Okay. If you neglect that for a while, if we can focus on two address and three address, okay, in contrast to one address, we can have two operands in the instructions or three operands in the instruction. Add a comma b stands for A is equal to A plus B. Add a comma b comma c stands for A is equal to B plus C. That is R1 comma R2 comma R3 stands for R1 is equal to R2 plus R3. These are one address, two address, and three address instructions. Okay, let us see. Of course, in an instruction, I can have mode field, opcode field, and the address field. As I already told you, mode is going to specify the addressing mode. That is, address could be either direct address or an indirect address. Opcode can specify one of the available opcodes in the system. In our case, opcode digits are equal to 3 and the address bits are equal to 12 because my main memory size is equal to 4096. So one address should be equal to 12 digits. Okay. instruction formats, when it comes to the number of operands, there will be zero address instructions. That is, there can be no operands present in the instructions. We will look at this zero address instruction later. Let us focus on one address, two address, and three address instructions. One address instructions will be like in the single accumulator organization, we can have one address instruction. Okay, that is because in single accumulator organization, we had only one general purpose register, that is accumulator. Second operand will always be accumulator. Okay, in the single accumulator organization that we are designing, we did have only one address instruction. In the previous slide, I explained clearly that how one address instructions are going to get executed. When I say add 450, memory of 450 will get added to accumulator. Okay, so in the previous case, 450 is equal to 1050. That means that memory of 450 had a value 1050. So the contents of memory of 450, that is 1050, will get added to accumulator. Okay, it is, as I told you, load 450. What is load 450? The contents of 450, memory of 450 will get transferred to accumulator. Add 150 meaning memory of 150 will get added to accumulator. Accumulator is equal to accumulator plus memory of 150. Store 250 stands for the contents of the accumulator will get transferred to memory of 250. Okay, so all the operations done in between accumulator and the memory operands. Okay, here the problem is your code will be lengthy. When you use one address instructions, since you can't use any more number of operands in an instruction, the code will be lengthy. The machine language code which gets executed with respect to your program will be very lengthy indeed. So this is the disadvantage when it comes to one address instructions. When it comes to two address instructions, it is similarly, it is similar to this add R1 comma R2. The R1 will be a source register as well as the destination register, but R2 is simply a source register. R1 is equal to R1 plus R2. Move R1 comma A. That is, A should be moved into R1. The value of A, memory location A, will get transferred to R1. Move R2 comma B. That is, contents of the memory location B will get transferred to R2. Add R1 comma R2. That is, R1 and R2 gets added and then gets transferred to R1. And finally, move R1 comma X. That is, so far what we performed, A plus B, which are available in R1 and R2, are added. And finally, the R1 is getting transferred to X. So this operation, if you can have a look at carefully, it is adding A and B and transferring the contents to X. You can imagine an expression that is X is equal to A plus B. You can imagine that X is equal to A plus B. When you execute X is equal to A plus B, the relative, the machine language instructions are these. Move R1 comma A. A will be transferred to R1 processor's register. B will also be transferred to another processor register. I told you that anytime when you want to update a variable, that should get transferred to a processor's register. And then it is pretty much easier to update this processor's register. When you perform R1 and comma R2, then A and B will get added. Finally, the value is available in R1. The value should get transferred to X. This is how the two address instructions look like. And these are most common in any of the computer systems. Okay, two address instructions or three address instructions are most common in any of the computer system. Either your system or my system follows either two address instruction or three address instruction, most probably as a combination of both. When it comes to three address instruction, simple, R1 is equal to R2 plus R3. R2 and R3 will get transferred to R1. Okay, I hope you got it. There is nothing much to talk about three address instruction. We do specify 3 operands within an instruction. The first one is the destination, next two are the sources. Okay. When a program has to be written in 3 address instruction, it will be very shorter indeed, very short. Okay. But with 1 address instruction, the program could be longer. Okay. So that is the advantage with the 3 address instruction. But problem is when you specify 3 addresses, 3 operands within an instruction code could be lengthy. Okay. The number of bits that are required for an instruction are pretty much more than 1 address instruction. In the 1 address instruction, I can have only 1 opcode and 1 operand. But in 2 addresses, 1 opcode, 2 operands. 3 addresses, 1 opcode, 3 operands. That means that the number of digits that are required to design an instruction will be more. Okay. Now, we just try to evaluate this. We just try to evaluate this by using 1 address, 2 address, and 3 address.